Hello. Good morning, everybody. And not ironically, this is not a 1 a.m. stream. This is Andrew Dukowitz. We are on the Missing Lynx post-game live stream podcast thing. And we have a special guest today, Sophie Hart, starting center for the Gophers and now ranked Gophers. Sophie, how's it going?
It's going really good. Yeah.
I first got to ask, like, when you found out you were getting the extra year of eligibility, you get to play this season for the Gophers. Like, was this like, how does this fit with your expectations? Was this kind of the hope and the plan all along?
I mean, we have kind of a core group, so coming back and kind of getting to play with those girls for another year and finish out kind of our college careers at the same time was obviously really good. I mean, just a lot of chemistry on the court. I feel like you can see that with how we play, and we have high expectations as a group. I don't know if we ever put like a ceiling on what we wanted to hit, but just kind of knowing day in, day out, we're going to work hard, hold each other accountable, and have a lot of fun playing with each other, kind of coming in.
I mean, it like, that's kind of the thing that pops off the screen and like watching you guys in person is that you're having fun. I mean, who's like the most fun to play with on the court? Because I'll be honest, like some of the huddles, Mara scares me a little bit. So like, I don't know if I would be the most intrigued with Mara, friend of the pod, Mara. But like, who's kind of your go-to, like when this person's on the court? It's like, okay, we're gonna rock this.
That's like asking to pick your favorite child.
Yeah, but everybody has a favorite child.
I don't know if I do. Gosh. I mean, they're all so fun for different reasons. I mean, Mara, you talked about, she throws me some insane passes sometimes, always can seem to find me. I mean, I appreciate her because she brings my assist to turnover ratio up. So does G. Amaya, Tori, I just think it's super fun to be able to like set ball screens for them and just kind of play around and toy with teams that way and try to find kind of where we can have the advantage, because it's like you got to pick one, who are you going to pick to guard? So I don't know. I mean, I think like I always tell people, like collectively as a group, we are having just so much fun together. So it's like it's hard to just pick one person, because like without one, that one little chain on the link or one little link on the chain, you're going to be missing kind of the whole group.
That was an excellent way to avoid that question. I appreciate it a ton. I mean, I'll say, like, to your Tori and Amaya, like, they're such different players. Like, Tori seems like when you set a screen, she's going like 100 miles per hour around that screen towards the rim, whereas Amaya almost like kind of probes a little bit more. Like, how long does it take to get that type of like chemistry as a center? Is that something that just like hundreds of reps and you kind of figure it out, or is that something that you like ask them of like, hey, what's the plan here?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a little mix of both. I mean, you kind of know tendencies of what they're going to do, what they kind of want to do. Like you said, Tori likes to really get downhill. Maya likes to maybe play around with it a little bit more. But I mean, in games, I'll ask them, hey, I set that screen flat. Do you want it set differently? Do you want me to come out to you? Do you want more space? Do you want it set lower? And so I feel like it's just kind of that constant communication, or, maybe they're telling me, yeah, it's fine, but, you roll a little bit quicker. And so I feel like the more we play together, the less we kind of have to have those conversations, because you just kind of get to know each other and know kind of what they want to do and what they're going to probably do when they come off of that screen.
And just an aside, I didn't mean to actually throw you under the bus for dodging that question. I just really appreciated that you were like, no, they're all like legitimately.
It's hard. I mean, seriously. I mean, in the past, you usually do have like one or two of those teammates, but I mean, everybody's just such a different player, I feel like, on our team right now. So it's hard to pick one, because it's just kind of fun to kind of like, find the little nits and pieces to each of them.
Well, and like that, again, like that's what kind of pops off the screen is like, especially on defense, like the chemistry you guys have, where like whether it's rotations, whether it's switching, like it almost seems like it's like it doesn't even look like you guys talk about it anymore. Like it just seems like it happens like naturally, which I imagine that's like a ton of fun to play with everyone. I mean, even like when, you know, McKenna or Brinley or like bench pieces get thrown in there, it looks like it's fun. I do want to talk more about like the screening role, which I realized I didn't put any of this on the outline, but now I'm interested. Because like I cover like Rudy Gobert for the Wolves. I cover him a lot. And one of the big things that's always talked about with him is like the screen assist side. On the Lynx side, like Alana Smith, like her pick and pop type of screen. She's also really good at just kind of like knifing into space under there. Like, how difficult is it to like master the art of screening? Because I feel like you're one of the better screeners in the country, at least like of teams that you've played. You're always popping off the screen of like, oh, she like knows where she's supposed to go. She cuts really quickly. Like, how much time and effort goes into that though?
I think, you know, we talked a little bit about experience and learning. I mean, I think if you pull up clips from my freshman year, sophomore year, I'm probably not moving quite the same way as I am now. So there's a little bit of growth in that area and just kind of making reads as you come off of that screen. But then also, I mean, I got to give a shout out to our guards because I can stand there and try to set a screen, but if they don't use it and they don't come off of it, well, I look kind of dumb and stupid. So, you know, I really, you know, they've gotten very good at, you know, coming right and tight off my shoulder, or maybe they're delaying a little bit so that they're not, you know, making me have a moving screen. So it's just, I don't know, it's a lot of chemistry. It's a lot of just little moving pieces that kind of are falling into place for us right now.
Have you even had a moving screen this year? I'm going to be honest. I don't think you've had a moving screen this year.
I don't know if they've called. Now you're going to jinx me. So
no, it's fine. Just keep
doing
what
you're doing. It's like the
announcer
curse, but I can think of one that they didn't call, but that was really bad. I don't know if I've been called for one. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, again, shout out to you, because I feel like that's such an underappreciated part of basketball where just, I mean, you can have a career in the pros just being a good screener for decades. Like it is such an important part, especially like with all of the like actions that are run now. Everything starts with a screen, which I'm assuming that's pretty similar with the Gophers, where most of your offense starts with that first screen.
Yeah, either on ball or off ball. Yeah.
Did want to talk about just the team being ranked 23rd. I'll be honest, I thought maybe last week you guys should have been 23rd and then climbing a little bit more. You and Grace expertly dodged my question about wanting to know if you were excited about being ranked, but like, what is there like a little bit of pride, a little bit of like reflection that you can look at of like, this is pretty cool that like this program hasn't been ranked in a long time. And you guys did it.
I mean, I think it's always, you know, nice and fun to be recognized, but you know, at the end of the day, it's, you know, you can't get quite caught up into it. And so, I mean, you threw out some of the stats of in our outline of, you know, we're top 20 in the country in our defense, and we're number 10 in the, I'm blanking on the name of it.
Net rating.
Mm-hmm. I think some of those that are more stat based, and Dawny P is very big on stats, is something that I think we have a lot of pride in, because that's in our controllable. You know, we can't really control what everybody else thinks of us, but at the end of the day, I think that's probably where more of our pride falls in.
Speaking of like the stat base, like what are the things you guys like after a game kind of look at and talk positively about? Because Don always comes up and talks about like turnovers, fouls, things like that with us, because like that's, you know, that's kind of what coaches do. But like, what are, I mean, one thing that I'll just share mine. Like one thing I always look at is like, you guys frequently force more turnovers than allow made baskets, which is ridiculous. Like against Nebraska, you had 11 turnovers forced in the first half, 9 buckets allowed. Like that to me is something where I look at and it's like, okay, they are like top of their game. But like, what do you guys kind of focus on that stat thing?
I don't know.
On the stat side.
We do have an in-game goal board that we kind of comparatively to. And so I know our staff has set it and kind of found the averages. I mean, they did the math, so I don't know exactly how they did it, but kind of compared to the Big Ten of like, this is where we want to be in offensive rebounds. This is where we want to be in field goal percentage. So we look at that after each game, but I don't know if we have like one area we just kind of hone in on. I feel like we do kind of tend to focus maybe more on the negative. Like, if we weren't quite shaped up and let in some offensive rebounds, or 3-point percentage was pretty high for the other team, we're kind of maybe looking more at that. But I think just overall, I mean, I don't know. We look at a lot of stats. So, but I mean, and we do get praise too for, we held this team under, or we held them down in offensive rebounds. So different areas. It's just kind of, I think it's just different game by game. I mean, and each team has different strengths,
Mm-hmm.
So trying to maybe focus more on their strengths as well.
I can't remember if it was Cheryl that said it. I think it was Cheryl, because it doesn't sound like a Finch thing, but like, media's there to praise you guys. Like, that's what we should be doing. Like, coaches should be the ones that are like kind of holding you guys accountable. So like, it makes sense that she's a little more, if there's a little more negative focus, because like, we in the media should be the ones kind of like gassing you guys up of like, you're a great team, not, Don has like championships to win and stuff like that, which, speaking of Don, like, what's that relationship like? Because I'll be honest, this is my first year on the beat. I think Don's a delightful person, and I've enjoyed covering her, but I don't know the Dawny P as you guys do.
Yeah, I mean, she's really fun, first of all. I mean, she just always kind of finds a different way to bring energy to practice each day. Always has a smile on her face for the most part. I mean, I shouldn't say always, but usually, I think she just cares about you a lot, not just as a player, but as a person. If I need something, she's going to find a way to get it done. So it makes it really easy, in those hard moments when she's really on you to, okay, yeah, but it's coming from a good place in her heart. And to kind of double back to like, I would say maybe in game we're maybe focused on some of those negative categories, but she will give us the praise after the game. And especially the next day, we'll do a self-scout after, and she'll say, oh, we did this really, really well. So there is definitely some positivity there. I just want to clarify that. Yeah. She's not harking on us all the time, but I mean, in game, you're just looking at what you can fix to give you the best outcome.
Oh, exactly. I mean, in game's completely different. And like, that's kind of part of it, right? Like, it's any relationship. You have to build up like that cup of goodwill so that when you're having to have those tough conversations, it's not personal, if that makes sense.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's never felt personal from her in any sort of way. Yeah.
You kind of have a different story than some of the other Gophers, because like, Amara committed to the U of M like right out of high school. You took a little while to come back home, but you're also like one of the recruits that, I mean, Don kind of brought you back here. Like, how did that process go? Was it just, did Don have like an impact on it, or was it school related? Or if you don't want to talk about it, we can immediately change subjects.
Yeah. So I actually came under Waylon. I was here for about half the season under her.
Oh, okay.
So I came in mid-year, but we always kind of joke is that they recruited me to West Virginia. My assistant coach is over here laughing. And we really liked them as a staff. I did not want to go to West Virginia. I wanted to be a little bit of a bigger town, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I ended up coming back here. And then when it was announced that she was now the head coach, it kind of felt like, I don't want to say divine timing, but it's like, oh, kind of all worked out. You're here, I'm here. And so it's been a lot of fun. And I mean, I can't speak enough words about our staff, because I mean, these are people that'll care for you and love you day in and day out.
I mean, that's again, like, it's different covering college, because like, you guys have like lives and school and all of that stuff. Your life isn't hopefully like all basketball and weight training. So like, I feel like that means so much more in college when people care about like you as the person, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. So
she recruited you to go to West Virginia, and then you just kind of like showed up here, and then like 6 months later it's like, oh hey.
Yeah. Yeah, just them on the portal. So I was a little nervous the first day she came in. I was like, oh, hopefully she still likes me, but
I mean, you're starting at center. I think that's
yeah,
a good sign
hopefully
that she
there's no
likes
hard
you.
feelings, but so it turned out well. But at least I knew she liked me as a player, they wanted me to
Yeah,
compete.
exactly.
There was that confidence at least.
What is kind of your favorite thing about Coach P? Like, if you had to narrow it down to one kind of like characteristic, what would that be?
Um, I would just say her energy, and it's hard to like put into words because she can kind of be bubbly at times, or she can be very fierce. And she just always kind of can find a way to get us going if we needed
Mhm.
a little extra help or boost, no matter kind of which area. She does make some fire playlists for us for shoot around sometimes. That's always fun.
Interesting.
And she does have like some really good like side tangent stories too that are, always kind of loop back to the topic, but sometimes when we're going down them, I don't know how we're gonna get back.
Fire playlist. Who's her like go-to on the playlist?
See, she like tries to plan it for each of us. She'll like pick a song that she knows that each of
Oh,
us
that's
like.
like next level.
Yeah. And she'll put in her 90s too. Don't get me wrong. She'll mix it up. But
Yeah, that one
every so
hurt.
often, like
That
she'll be
one
like,
hurt.
oh, this one's for you. You're like, oh. So I
So
didn't know
you're
you
just
really paid
going from
attention
like
to it like that, but she does.
you're just going from Michael Jackson and Billy Joel to like your song and then right back to the 90s.
Uh, I mean, she lays them out. I think she really does put a lot of effort into them because it flows nicely.
Wow. Okay. I'm taken aback by that. I didn't think that out of everything, I didn't think Coach P would have like great music taste and choreography.
Yeah. I mean,
Maybe that's just me hating on like South Dakota. So I apologize to all of South Dakota.
yeah, we'll have to coin her DJ Dawny P from now on.
I mean, that would be like after Ohio State, given the outcome is good, that would be iconic if she gets introduced as DJ Dawny P.
I don't know how she's gonna feel about that one, so maybe not.
I do want to transition over to like the actual namesake of the pod of just like the Lynx. Like, this is a post-game live stream pod for Lynx fans. I cover the Lynx. That was the first place I got credentialed. They hold a special place with me. I hear you're a huge Sylvia Fowles fan.
I am. I have her.
Where obviously play the same position, so like
Yeah.
through line there. But like, what is it about Syl that kind of really brought you into her fan base?
I think just like her competitive drive. You kind of
Yeah.
see it on the floor. She's just competitive. She's gonna go and she's gonna win out. I mean, offensively, she was dominant. Her footwork always been super nice. I mean, growing up as a post player, you're watching that and going, dang, I wish I had feet like that. But then defensively, she made a huge impact too. And so I think just knowing that she could do both ends of the floor was, impressive to me, I guess.
So were you, and I'm old, so like forgive me, but like were you watching those like Lynx Dynasty teams? Was that like when you were in, it must have been like middle school, wouldn't it be?
Elementary, middle school, yeah.
God. is that I'm just asking because I feel like I ask a lot of like college players like who they follow on the Lynx, and it's like a lot of K-Mac, it's a lot of like Fee. I don't hear as much of like the old generation of like Augustus Fowles, a lot of Maya Moore obviously, but like, so did you just kind of like, when you were like a young kid go like that's the person and you've kind of been ride or die ever since?
Yeah, I think, positionally, it made
Yeah.
a lot of sense too of like, I have core memory of like, of us going to a game being like, oh, you should watch her, Sophie, watch her play. But yeah, and then I think, you look at the social side of it too, of just she's in the community. I mean, gives back to the community, always seems to kind of have that love for Minnesota or wherever she's at. And so just kind of knowing she's a great basketball player, but then on the backside, even more amazing person. I mean, it's hard not to like her.
Yeah. I mean, on the amazing person side of it, like Moan shared a story last year when she was getting her like Hall of Fame patch on her jersey of like how her and Syl were still on this team when Fee got drafted. So they would like buy all of her meals. Fee would like go to the library and go to like check out books, and they would just like buy them for her. Like it's like can't be understated how good of a person she is. Like even it's going to be weird seeing her in Portland because honestly, she shows up to a lot of Lynx practices and is just like there. So it's going to be really weird to not just see Syl like in a bucket hat wandering around the practice facility. But like, shout out to her. Like Portland's got a good one.
Oh yeah.
Up there.
Absolutely.
So like, are you still going to games like pretty frequently during your guys' off season, I guess?
I try. So my parents have season tickets. We actually got them her last year.
Okay.
Playing, and then have stuck with it. And my parents always say it's because, I was down at AU and they had their summer tree on the babies, so they're empty nesters now. And I used to go to a lot of them, and now they're not so willing to give up their tickets anymore. So I do.
Yeah, the Odyssey Sims year, you probably got to go to a lot of games, but now that they're like championship contenders.
Yeah, I mean, I know you mentioned in the fans. It's been fun to kind of see the fan base grow back up. But I mean, even in those, I don't want to say down years because they're still competing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, very high level that, the fans were still showing up. I mean, you have some ride or die hard fans for the Lynx. So
they're insane. Like again, covering NBA, you guys and the Lynx, like they are, they have like refs bio cards, like they're yelling at, like it's, I think your parents, I think it was Olivia, shout out Olivia Putin, but like, I think she said, oh, now she's gone. I think she said that your parents sit behind the opposing bench. Like any good bench stories, or are they the ones sitting there chirping at them all game?
See, you bring up the ref cards, and I'm now realizing that this is probably these fans gave them inspo because now they seem to know all the refs at my games. So it isn't always great.
Don't get in trouble, but they do share refs, the Big Ten and the WNBA.
Yeah. So I don't know if they have any good. They would probably be the ones to ask. But it's been fun, like for me. Some of my teammates like Isaiah James at NC State, Sny Rivers, getting to see them play. And, being in Minnesota is, you're kind of close to them. I'm a Lynx fan for forever, but, I did have to make them a sign or something,
Yeah.
Of
course you do.
Yeah.
Like,
so I would say like it's cool for that reason, just because you get to kind of see some of your, friends and family. But, I don't know. I feel like if I tell an opposing bench story too, then I'm thinking of that. I don't know if I need to call them out like that either.
Yeah, don't get in trouble.
Yeah.
Like where I guess like how have you been? I'll reframe it this way because I asked Mara this question earlier in the year, but like what's the relationship between like the Lynx and the Gophers? Is there like any overlap? Do you have people, do they like reach out to you guys, talk to you guys, anything like that?
I would say Minnesota basketball community is pretty tight. And so, one, we share fan bases. You go to games and you're getting, I don't want to say stopped. And it's a lot of fun. You get to see your fans because they go to both. Staff, player wise, again, it's a tight community. It's tight knit. So there's not a lot of like direct communication. There are still quite a few rules and regulations around that. But I think at the end of the day, there's a lot of support between both programs.
Absolutely. Also, I think your mom just hopped in. Diana Taurasi was always great. And listening to opposing team strategies. Shout out Mama Hart.
Yeah. They're more famous than me at the Lynx games, honestly.
What's that?
I said they're more famous than me at the Lynx games.
So. Lynx season ticket holders, like I got roped into a Discord chat with a lot of them, and they are, again, they're crazy in the best way. Like they are diehards. I genuinely enjoy the fan base because like they know their stuff. Like Minnesota basketball fans are like really smart. Um, it's yeah, they are great. Cole, I'm assuming is mentioning that the parents of Sophie Hart are great, so or more famous. I don't know. You can take that one as you want.
Yeah, I think my favorite story is still I was sitting with my mom and her friend, and we weren't in our season tickets because my dad and his friend were in their tickets. And so we're sitting there all the first half, and then he came over to see me, and somebody who was sitting like a row or two behind us goes, "Oh my gosh, you're Sophie Hart's dad." It didn't even recognize me. They're like, "Oh, and Sophie, you're right here too." He got spotted before I did. So, I mean, just kind of know. I mean, they're big basketball fans day in and day out, and
I mean, you mentioned they're empty nesters, and
yeah.
I mean, they're in the chat here. I mean, you'd think they could get like a third ticket for Sophie to go to some games too.
I mean, I think that's a great recommendation. So
yeah. I mean, I'm just media. What do I know? But like,
yeah.
it seems like there'd be a natural, fit there. Sophie, I do want to close with just like Minnesota basketball as a whole, unless you want to talk more Lynx. Like, I can talk Lynx all day, but like, is there like, I feel like it's been just growing, right? Like, obviously, you have kind of the star talent of like Paige going to the WNBA. Obviously, on the men's side, you have Jalen Suggs, Chet Holmgren, but like Minnesota basketball as a whole seems to just be outgrowing like other states. What's kind of the vibe being like on the other side of that now? Like, is it something you can look back on and just kind of be like, yeah, I was kind of on the ground level of this?
Yeah. I mean, I remember growing up in the AU circuits, and so each of us were a different, shoe brand, Adidas, Under Armour, Nike, and we would go play outside. And I mean, we would look at the scores of see how everybody else was doing. We're beating teams by 20, 30 points. We're like, we should have just stayed home and played each other, because I mean, those were close games. I mean, iron sharpens iron. So growing up, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to kind of see Minnesota sprinkled around the country. I mean, obviously, I know we like to keep our kids home, but it's just great community, and we have a lot of talent in the state right now.
It's almost to the point where it's like you can't keep all of the kids home because like you'd have 40 people on the roster every season just from like Minnesotans alone. I mean, I remember after the UCLA game, like talking to their coach, and they're like, it's literally like we make recruiting trips like week long to Minnesota to just go to local high schools now, which I mean, outside of hockey, I can't think of another sport that they do that for, which again, like you were kind of on the ground level of that. Like 5 years ago is when it really started to pop off.
Yeah. I mean, the talent in the state is just insane. So it's a lot of fun. I think, our staff, of course, maybe enjoys it because it makes their trips a lot easier, drive instead of a flight. But I mean, we have some great kids coming in. Tori Orline, now our state's leading scorer, which is impressive, considering the talent that we have. I mean, Amisha Ramal, I mean, the sisters down in Rosemont that I kind of, have a little bit of rivalry still from my days of Rosemont, Farmington, but I mean, she's overplayed in FIBA basketball for Guyana. So just seeing all these kids kind of explode, start to get some, like that recognition, and it's just a lot of fun. And I mean, I think it's exciting for, our state, but then also, our program in the future as well.
What's the basketball scene like in Farmington?
Oh,
I never picture Farmington or anywhere like that far out as like basketball powerhouse, but like can't remember where she's from, but there's like a kid playing in like the Iron Range circuit right now that's like scoring 60 points a game.
Yeah. I mean, I think you're speaking of Tori Orline, so she's coming into the Gophers, but Farmington, see, I always laugh because everybody, I think, gets thrown off by the name. I mean, we very much are a suburb. I always tell the story of like we played Hopkins at home, and we're walking in, and now it's developed around our high school. But at that time, our high school was built right next to a farm. And so I'm walking in behind this lady, and she's on the phone with somebody. And yeah, you hit Flagstaff, man. You're just like way out there. You're in the middle of nowhere. And I'm like, ma'am, you're like 5 minutes from the nearest Target. Like, it's all right, but I'm going to let her think I like milk my cows in the morning before I had to come play and do all that stuff. So
build that core strength. It's good for post players.
Yeah. And then, for me, I guess my core memories for basketball is my dad. It was my high school track coach, actually, but that meant he had keys to the facilities. And so we would go in and just, shoot together in the gym and whatnot. So a lot of time spent in that Farmington gym. Even still to this day, I go home for Christmas. I'm home in the summer. I'll go in and, shoot in there and use the weight room and whatnot. So they're great facilities. So I can't complain.
I will say, I always equate Farmington to Northfield. I think it's called Northfield, Northview, North. Because I always see the Farmington exit, as I'm on my way down there. So I probably am one of the people that also thinks it's further away than it is. But I also I never think of Farmington when I'm thinking basketball powerhouses that are producing talent. But here you are. So obviously it does.
Yeah. I always say we're the last suburb before you're going to hit the cornfields and the fields out in the farms. But
yeah,
we produced some great players there for a little while. We had a state championship contending team. Molly Mogensen went out to Creighton. Paige Kinseth was at Presbyterian. We had a couple of other kids that went Division I in their other sports. So, we were producing for a while. Still are. We still have some great players there.
I do want to close with this one. I don't think I put it on the outline, so I apologize. But what's kind of next for Sophie? Are you looking at what playing basketball into the future looks like? Are you focused on degree? I'll be honest, there's not a lot of this is going to be me getting on my high horse, and you don't have to comment on this at all if you don't want to. But I can find out the sock size of any male college basketball player. When it's draft time, I can find out minute details of people's cousins that ran track. There is nothing on women's college players. So other than it says you're in school, there's what is next for Sophie? Because I truly don't know.
Yeah. So we go back to that extra year of eligibility. I graduated with my undergrad degree in business marketing and education. Mm-hmm. And then now I'll finish my master's this spring in human resources and industrial relations through the Carlson School of Management. Always a mouthful to try to get that out. But so I'll have my master's paid for, which will be awesome. Very appreciative to that. I said I'm the youngest, seeing older siblings go through college, knowing that it's free, I'm going to do it. But I'd like to go play professionally for as long as I can. I was able to do an internship this summer. We go back to Dawny P. A lot of people in my degree program,
mm-hmm.
we're doing internships and they're going out to Los Angeles or New York and working 40-hour weeks. I don't know if she would appreciate if I was gone the whole summer like that, but we were able to find one with Delta Dental in town. And so being able to work with them and kind of knowing some of those people, I just kind of kept hearing over and over and over, go and do that first. Your career will always be waiting for you. So I think if I can go play overseas, if I'm playing the W, that'd be great. But I have friends over in Europe, Australia, kind of everywhere in the world. So, obviously you want to keep playing basketball, but then also you kind of get that experience of living in another country, which would be really cool.
Australian League is building up right now.
I
think they want to be a rival to the W, and with everything going on in the W right now, where we should be talking about free agents, but I don't get to do that. Australia is building up, EuroLeague is building up, even the Turkish league is always, I think the Polish league I always hear good things about too. There's, if you want to keep playing, I don't
feel
see
we're in a women's basketball boom almost right now. So kind of the right time to be in the sport. I feel
exactly. And human resources, I'd be remiss. My wife is, she works for Daikin Heating and Air as their benefits and leave specialist. So if you want to go learn about benefits and leaves, I can't tell you anything about it, but my wife certainly could.
I don't know if I want to do benefits and leaves, with some of the coursework experience I have. So I appreciate your wife because, I mean, it's not, I don't say it's a hard job, but it can be at times. So
I don't understand any of it, and it seems like a lot of paperwork, so I would fail miserably.
I mean, Minnesota just put in some new laws too, so she's probably had a year, is what I'm assuming. So
she's been busy.
lucky her. I know. I always joke too. I'm like, I'm kind of glad I, was finishing my school this year, so I didn't try to have to enter the workforce this year, and I don't want to say deal with it, but kind of go through those changes. I'll get to kind of come in on the backside.
Well, and like they're everywhere needs HR people right now.
Yeah.
Like there's so I don't know. It's one of those, like, again, I'm a nurse for my day job, like as polar opposite as you can be from business. Like it just feels like everywhere is short staffed in HR. So you picked like the right field to get into. But like I agree, if you can go over and play overseas and like have some fun, why not?
Yeah. Yeah.
We can also start the like Sophie needs to get drafted agenda. Awesome, Sophie. I appreciate you coming on and doing this. It's always weird with like actual players, but like if people want to follow your story, especially as you kind of like transition into either playing pro or career, like where can people find you if they want to? And also, like, the floor is yours. Anything you want to plug or promote or shout outs, it is completely your time.
I mean, now I feel like I have to like plug my LinkedIn or something. I mean,
you never know who's watching.
Yeah, you never know who's watching. I mean, they always say like in our business classes, you gotta try to grow your LinkedIn.
I think Cheryl and Carly shadow follow me, so maybe they're in here. Cheryl, I heard Sophie Clark's a really good footwork big. I mean, whole on the team. Just saying. So,
I mean, social media is probably the best place to follow me. I'm not I don't even know if I've posted on my LinkedIn, if I'm being honest. Any work that's been done on that was probably forced through some of my courses. But yeah, I guess social media, and then shout out to my family. I know that they were putting stuff in the chat. So, hey guys.
Awesome. Appreciate it. Good luck against Ohio State. I'll be there. I hope
and be at the barn.
I mean, $10 tickets, like all of us, everyone should be at that game. Like, what are you going to do? There's nothing else to do on a Wednesday.
I know. We said we're hitting our stride right now. We always talked about we want to peak, around February, March time. So come have fun with us. Ohio State's a great team, so it should be a good game. All
right. Thanks, Sophie. Yes. Have a good rest of the day. If anyone joined into this late, you can find it up on YouTube or on X. It lives on forever as soon as I end the stream. And if you don't want to watch this at 11 a.m. on a Tuesday, I think it's Tuesday, it does get published Wednesday morning. That would be the 18th at 7 a.m. anywhere you listen to your podcast. Thank you, everyone, for listening. And we will be back Friday after the Wolves game, doing a live stream, hopefully with even more good vibes.
Yes. Well, thank you.
Of course. Bye.